The University of Pavia is one of the oldest universities in the world, founded in 1361 and offering degree courses in all fields of study. Students are welcomed into the friendly and dynamic atmosphere of the city campus, full of culture enriching their life. The university is an active promoter of research in collaboration with the world's most prestigious academic institutions. The International Department of the University of Pavia is strengthening the international vocation of our academic institution by implementing several projects spread around the world. Since 2020, Pavia is one of the 7 historical universities founding the European Alliance EC2U, European Campus of City Universities. This multicultural and multilinguistic consortium works hard to transmit sustainable development values and brings them into the daily life of academics and citizens. All the activities in Pavia are organized in synergies with the municipality and local associations, with the main goals of developing an innovative space, allowing mobility to flow freely between the 7 universities and cities, and contributing to overcome cliched views of regional and national identities by promoting social inclusion. The University of Pavia strongly believes in such international and ambitious projects, which allow the institution to be in the leading position toward adaptation to changes and search of new paths to explore and new life-changing discoveries to be made.
Hi everyone, my name is Shi. I'm from the Welcome Office of the University of Pavia. In today's webinar, I'm going to introduce to you briefly the city of Pavia, the university campus, the tuition fee system, the scholarship, and many others. So please follow today's webinar until the end. Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is Daniel, and currently I'm an investment strategy analyst for Invesco, a global multi-asset company based also in Milan, where I'm currently speaking from. And I'm a former student of the course and the master in economics, finance, and international integration. And I will share with you my positive vibes about my personal experience later on today. But let me pass the microphone now to the professor to start this meeting today.
Welcome everyone. I'm Mario Maggi. I'm professor of mathematical finance. I'm going to teach applied finance in the finance program, and today I'm going to present you some details about the course and the admission process. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Patrizio Tirelli. I'm professor of economics and finance, and I teach in this course, I teach asset pricing. So what I'm going to teach will be really at the heart of your degree. And today I'm going to give you a brief description, I hope exhaustive and interesting, of what are the key contents of this degree. Okay, so I'm the first one to start presenting our course, and let's start with this, sentence here. Think out of the box. This is essentially what we hope to stimulate you to do during the course, because thinking out of the box is crucial for success in finance, not just in finance, but I'm quite convinced that in finance it is really important to bring in some original thinking. Okay, there is a lot of mathematical modeling, a lot of theoretical tools, coding into the background of someone who is supposed to work in finance. But then what you really need is an original, a personal view. The ability to develop a personal view is crucial for success in this field. And that's the reason why the starting point is think out of the box. So this degree is obviously taught in English, and you gain at the end of the degree 120 CTS. Okay, but this is a bit of bureaucracy, I should say. It lasts 2 years. This is standard for Italian master's degrees, and the location in Pavia is really nice, as you have probably already had the opportunity to appreciate from our short video. Okay, but let's get briefly into the details of what the course is about. Now, let me say, financial markets are crucial in modern economies. What does it mean? Let's put some context into that. It's essentially at an increasing rate, whenever economic transactions are made, there is a financial counterpart. Something happens also in financial markets. Firms decide how much they want to produce. They need to purchase their inputs. They expect to sell their goods, and then they seek protection against risks about, say, the price of their inputs or the price at which they will be able to sell the goods. And they seek protection against these risks by undertaking transactions in financial markets. And essentially, if you want a simple statistics to understand what I'm talking about, the ratio of the value of total financial assets to the production of developed economies has more than doubled. Okay, so there is an increased amount of financial assets relative to the amount of actual production. That happens because getting financial protection against risk is quite important. Okay. Also, finance is ubiquitous in the sense that people are paying more and more attention to outcomes in financial markets. For instance, what happens in the stock exchange, the evolution of the stock exchange index, if asset prices go up or down, is signaling many important things potentially going on in the economy. Asset prices that tend to go up signal an improvement in the overall economic situation, signal that a recovery is underway, or it could also signal the opposite when they collapse or when they fall. Okay, whenever there is an increase in uncertainty, typically there is a fall in asset prices and in the stock exchange, and this brings information, okay, to the rest of the economy. So that's a simple example of, you know, why finance is getting so important, because it signals what could happen in the future in a very simple and straightforward way. But precisely for this reason, because what happens in finance is driven by expectations about the future, portfolio managers, financial analysts must be experts that understand the fundamentals in economics, but they also understand the fundamentals in politics and in societal issues, because politics and societal issues have important implications for economic outcomes and ultimately for the value of financial investments. Okay, but precisely for this reason, understanding finance is a challenge. Okay, so you need a lot of hard work. I promise you, you will learn a lot, you will work a lot. Okay, you will study a lot. It's very important to take this course very seriously. But the other side of the coin is that career opportunities are indeed great. You know, it's easy to get jobs, and the jobs are well paid. That's for sure. Now, the second part of my brief presentation is going to describe you what are the main fields involved in your degree: quantitative finance, economics of financial markets, statistics and econometrics, and numerical applications and coding. These four pillars, as we label them, they are all related. You know, quantitative finance essentially deals with applications of mathematical tools to create mathematical models that can describe what happens in financial markets. And you need to understand maths and to be able to apply maths to develop models that explain how asset prices and asset returns are determined. But you also must understand the economics of financial markets. That is, you must understand the economic financial markets, because these mathematical models are based on economic relationships. Okay, are based on economic transactions. And so there is a very close interaction between the mathematical models and the economic analysis. Actually, it's not at all easy to clearly disentangle between these two fields. Okay, if you are an economist that works in the field of finance, you must obviously understand the quantitative models. And vice versa, if you are a mathematician that works in the fields of finance, you must understand economics. And finance is a data-driven field. So you must understand the data, and you must understand, therefore, statistics and econometrics. And econometrics essentially is a field that applies statistical tools to economic analysis. But in order to do that, you need to be able to simulate economic models, and you must become an expert. Actually, you must become an expert in coding. Okay, coding is also more and more important in finance. So the combinations of these four pillars is what will give you the background which is necessary to become a financial markets expert. And finance in the future will rely more and more on a combination of these tools. And I'm quite convinced that it will be useful, very useful in the future of your career. And well, this is all for my brief description. I leave the floor to my colleague, Mario Maggi.
Okay, thank you, Patrizio. I'm going to continue presenting some details. First of all, that's the study plan of the Master in Finance. As you can see, the course proposes a first year dedicated to theoretical tools and methods. For example, the first course is economic models for students coming from bachelor in physics, mathematics, engineering, and real analysis is intended for students coming from economic curricula. That's for to give to everyone a common starting point to go on with further basic notions, and at the end of the first year, the foundation of finance and the tools of mathematics and statistics needed to study finance should be done. Between the elective courses, we warmly recommend computational methods and numerical optimization because they provide relevant tools for the second year. The second hedging and statistics. During the second year, there is a large part of courses dedicated to coding and data analysis to figure out what data can tell you about the market and how you can use the data and mathematics to study the market. At the end of the program, you have to write a final dissertation to complete the studies. The second year, there is an option. There is the option to spend the second year abroad, and this is what we call a double degree program. Our double degree program is a very interesting opportunity, and thanks to some agreements between the University of Pavia and the universities you see in this map, you can spend the second year abroad. And in this way, these agreements allows you to get 2 degrees. In the same time, in the same 2 years, you get the degree from the University of Pavia and the degree from the second university, one of the ones you see on the map. These universities are the ones with an active agreement with the formal finance curriculum of the previous economics program. These agreements are going to be updated in the next few months between the universities and our finance program. This opportunity is very interesting because it underlines the international dimension of our degree, and we are proud of this opportunity, to give this opportunity to our students. After studying finance, the career opportunities are very, very rich. As you can see from this slide, the great majority of finance graduate students they start working right after the graduation, and in most cases even before. A lot of my students start working during the second year, during the writing of the final dissertation. And the job is a good and permanent job contract in most cases. The job positions are quite diversified. Commonly, we think about, people can think about finance job as some sort of, like movies, Wall Street guys acting like sort of shark in a speculative framework. And yes, it can be true for some of students, but in general, the graduate student in finance is a highly specialized person with deep expertise in some fields. For example, you are going to be the expert of financial market mechanism, and you are able to collect data, analyze them, to study, model the market behavior, and a central topic would be the risk. A finance expert should recognize the risk, measure the risk, manage the risk, and risk is very relevant because it's related to uncertainty, and in finance, in economics, and everywhere in the world, uncertainty is a key point to master. Then you will write codes and algorithms to price financial assets, to manage the risk, and to study in general economics and finance. Also, possibility, some of graduated continue studying, they start a PhD course and end up being academic researchers. Why not? Before entering our program, there are some requirements. The requirements are, first of all, you need a bachelor degree or an equivalent degree with at least 6 credits in economics, 6 credits in mathematics and statistics, and 3 credits in computer science. There are some equivalents for non-EU degrees, or if you have a degree in computer science, computer engineering, industrial engineering, mathematics, physics, and statistics, you can access our program. In any case, you need to have a certificate or certification of your English knowledge, and you have to have 6 credits of English language or a B2 level of a certification of English. No certification, of course, is due if your degree is already in English. Okay. To enroll, there is a procedure. As you can see in this slide, there are 2 separate tracks, mainly due to administrative reasons. Student with foreign bachelor, not Italian bachelor, should apply by May 31st. This is the website where to upload your application, and in a few days, with our evaluation committee, will assess your application and decide whether you are selected or not. For Italian bachelor, instead, the deadline is 6 days before the admission test, which will be in September. The exact date is to be announced. For Italian bachelor, you can be admitted if your mark is at least 95 over 110, or your weighted average is about 25. In this second case, the second case applies to students not yet graduated when they apply. If you pass this selection, then you can enroll to our program and you can enjoy your city and be with us in a 2-year program where you are going to study and to learn a lot. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much. And first of all, let me thank the university to the opportunity of being here today, sharing my personal experience as a former student of the Master in Economics, Finance, and International Integration held in Pavia. And let me start saying that I really feel all the uncertainty that you may be dealing with in making the choice of what is the best solution for your next university career path. But as an ex-post decision maker, let me also add that today I'm really here to share such a positive experience for myself that I couldn't have recommended a better choice for the student I was as an undergraduate student. At that time, in fact, I was attending the class L33 in Pavia as a student in financial markets and economics. And what I was really interested in was to find a course matching the passion I had for mathematics, models, and methods applied in finance, but with the capability of adding more experiences, diversifying my university path. And what really made me to reach this goal was the opportunity to differentiate my standard path offered by many universities with a double degree experience. And I will touch this point later on because it was a really peculiar and spectacular point for my university career path. But let's start saying that making the choice of studying for that master gave me the opportunity to spend the first year of my master in Pavia, learning and improving not just theoretical knowledges, but also really practical skills, such as the use of MATLAB, Stata, Excel, that are really program and softwares that I'm still using in my day-to-day life as a professional, and they're really helping me in making investment decisions during my day-to-day life. Those skills that I acquired during my first year in Pavia really gave me an upside in facing the second year abroad. When I was a student there, I was looking at spending a second year joining a double degree master, mainly for two reasons. First of all, because I really recognized the double degree as an opportunity to, as I said before, differentiate myself and my personal career from other university paths offered by other universities, but also because I really felt at that time the need and the will to escape from the comfort zone that I created after so many years studying in the same city. At that time, I applied for the double degree in Germany in Tübingen, and I'm really glad of my choice because the background, the really solid background that Pavia gave me in terms of knowledges, theorems, methods, plus the software skill that I described before, in Germany found the perfect environment to deeply found in practice terms how to use all these software skills and theorems in practical life. The fact of having the opportunities to study and to share my course with students coming from very different environment or undergraduate courses, doing homeworks together or projects together in a different environment, like the German university that at that time was quite different from what I was used to in Italy, really gave me such a strong and positive upside that helped me to find a good environment and good knowledge to apply for at that time. Probably the fact of writing the thesis in Germany gave me the opportunity also to apply for the first time the numerical methods that I collected during the 2 years of studies, applying those theorems and statistical approaches, writing a thesis about pricing American options under stochastic volatility that really found me engaged in writing a work applying all the theoretical studies collected in something really practical and that I could use basically to study things in my day-to-day life. But probably the most important aspect of being abroad was the capability of the University of Pavia and the professors in Pavia to stay in contact with me and to give me the opportunity to find safe contacts with professors and all environment that really helped me to fully enjoy my experience abroad without putting too much distance between my home university and the one from abroad. And this contact that I successfully made when I was abroad gave me the opportunity when I came back from Germany to apply for the CFA Research Challenge. And that's the second most important thing that I wanted to raise with you today. The upside that I came up with the choice of the master in economics finance in Pavia was the fact that to have the opportunity to pick up many different experiences, not just linked with the main university curriculum, that really helped me to improve my soft skills and my personal attitude. The CFA Research Challenge is a very hot topic for students applying in finance because it's linked with the CFA Institute and gave the students the opportunity to study and to analyze a company. In our case, was Moncler, a company listed on the Italian stock exchange, and gives you the opportunity to analyze this company exactly as a real analyst would do in his day-to-day life. That time with Fabiola, Paolo, Caterina, Antonio, mentored by Professor Montagna, we had the chance to defend our investment thesis on the company in front of a real panel of analysts. And that time, we were particularly successful in winning the Italian Research Challenge by representing our university first and our company, but also our university later on in Dublin at the EMEA level. And you can imagine how to add these EMEA finals in our curricula was an extremely upside, helping us to deal for the first time with real life professionals, not just working in the Italian country, but also abroad, defending a thesis in front of people that do this stuff all day for many years. So basically, I must admit that the mix of the things, so basically the solid background that I reached studying in Pavia, plus the double degree experience that differentiated my curriculum, in addition with the CFA Research Challenge, really gave me the opportunity to apply for my first job in Milan as an equity research analyst, thanks to the solid background that the University of Pavia helped me to develop, not just on a learning standpoint, but also on a solid, more practical background. So that said, I just really wanted to underline how I couldn't have been happier than as I'm now and today to have chosen this course for my university path, but with the conscious thing that what really made the difference was the attitude to don't be only focused on the main curricula that the university offers, but to touch and to catch every single opportunity that university comes and put in front of you during your path and the study path. Because these experiences are things that can really create and add value in your day-to-day life and in your personal experience. And there are things that can really create an upside for you in looking for a job or in create your next chapter after the university. So that said, I will be really glad to take questions later on if there are any. But with the wish that my positive vibes reached you and helped you in feeling as excited as I was in starting this experience from the university, I will pass the word to she to continue with this presentation.
Okay, thank you very much for our professors and our students to share their, first of all, thank you our professors for the presentation and our students for sharing his experiences with you all. Now, in my part, I would like to give you some more information regarding the tuition fee, the scholarship, the city, the campus, and other things. Well, first of all, I think most of you, it's the first time for you to hear about Pavia city. Well, where is Pavia? Pavia is in Italy, near Milan. So when you arrive in Milan, you can reach Pavia easily in 30 minutes by train or by bus. And in Italy, Pavia is a quite famous city, not only for the university, but also for the agricultural products, amazing landscape, and heritage sites. So you're going to have a lot of places to visit during your stay. Around Pavia, you can find also a lot of well-known places to visit. For example, the city of fashion, Milan. As I said before, you can reach Milan from Pavia easily in 30 minutes by train or by bus. And near Pavia, you can find also the cities by the sea, Cinque Terre, one of the most romantic places in the world, Como Lake and Garda Lake. Now let's move back to the university. Well, the University of Pavia is one of the oldest universities in the world. It's founded in 1361 and it has a long history of 661 years. Currently, there are more than 26,000 students in the university, and 1,500 of these students are the international students from all around the world. Today's University of Pavia has already become a highly internationalized, advanced research and job-oriented university. I just want to emphasize that 91% of our graduates find a job within 1 year after their graduation. So you may ask, does it cost a lot to study in this outstanding university? My answer is no. As you can see on the screen, the University of Pavia uses a very particular tuition fee policy. Let's say it's a kind of tuition fee system for the European students, the non-European students residing in Italy, and of course also the non-European students residing abroad. You can choose to adjust your tuition fee to your family's financial situation. So for the students from the family with quite limited financial resource, the tuition fee will be reduced to the minimum level. That will be around 156 euros, and that's also the regional tax. For the non-European students residing abroad, there's another option. You can choose to pay also the flat rate based on your citizenship. So it depends on you. You can make your decision according to your situation. If it's more convenient for you to pay the flat rate, for example, we have students from maybe the Middle Asia, students from Africa. If it's more convenient for you to pay the flat rate, you just need to pay 400 euros per year. Or no matter where you are from, if you come from a family with quite limited financial resource, you can ask the university to adjust the tuition fee to your family's situation. So let's say that this tuition fee system has its various special advantage. because as you may know, the University of Pavia is a public non-profit university. So our goal is to help more students to have the chance to study here with an affordable cost. And besides the financial support from the point of the view of the tuition fee, the University of Pavia offers also a wide range of scholarships to our students. Here on the screen, you can see one of these scholarships. It's called the EBISU scholarship. And with this scholarship, let's say that you can cover most of your needs. As you can see inside this scholarship, you are going to get a free place in one of the university's residencies, a free meal per day, a sum of money in cash, and also the university's tuition fee exemption. And I must say that when the students contact the welcome office, one of the most asked questions is, where can I stay in Pavia when I arrive in Pavia? Well, Pavia has a unique university residence system in Italy because there are 22 university residencies in Pavia where can host up to 2,000 students inside these residencies. So now let's have a mini break and enjoy a very short video where you can see the students' life inside these residencies. So Luke, please produce the video for our students. Okay, so what do you think about the students' life in Pavia after this video? I think the life here is very exciting and interesting. And to live in the university's residence doesn't mean that you will have only one room with only a bed, a desk inside the room. Inside the residences, you can find also the libraries, computer rooms, canteen, laundry, cooking areas. Okay, sorry. Luke, can you please get back my presentation? Okay. So inside the residences, there are also libraries, computer rooms, canteen, laundry, cooking areas, sports facilities, and many others. Of course, the price is pretty affordable, as you can see on the screen. And for the sporty students, we have also a sports center inside the university. So you are not going to feel bored during your study in Pavia. So is it expensive to live in Pavia? Let's have a look at the local prices. Accommodation around 300 euros, food average cost is around 150 and 200 euros. Starting cost for the books, you're going to spend 40 euros, and for the social life, happy hour at 6 p.m. in the afternoon with your friend. You're going to spend around 80, 100 euros per month and mobile phone internet. Anyway, let's say that you are supposed to spend around 650 or 700 euros per month. But of course, don't forget that with the scholarship, you can cover a great part of these expenses. And once started your study in Pavia, what you can expect from our course in finance are not only the high quality teaching approaches, but also the opportunities to strengthen your professional preparation through a series of overseas exchange programs. And don't forget that this course will give you also the opportunity to do the double degree in one of the European countries, and even in China, you can do this double degree. And being a working student is also possible at the University of Pavia. We offer part-time jobs inside the university to our students, and for those international students from outside Europe, it's allowed to work up to 20 hours per week with a regular residence permit of study. And after the graduation, you won't be left alone. It's very important. The placement service offered by the university's orientation office will help you to search for a decent job. So, before ending my presentation, I want to use 4 phrases to sum up the reason why the University of Pavia is the best place for you to choose. Number 1, the University of Pavia is one of the oldest universities in the world with 661 years of history. Number 2, Pavia is a lively, safe, and tranquil city near Milan with high quality of life and affordable living costs. Number 3, we have the unique university residency system. You can choose to live inside the residence, or as you like, you can also live outside by renting a private apartment. And the last point is that Pavia is a student-sized city with an active student community, many social and cultural events. So thank you very much for my presentation, and let's go ahead to the Q&A session. Look, please, it's your turn now, and let's read out the question from our students. Okay, I would like to answer this question to Valeria. Anyway, after the webinar of today, I will contact her separately because we have some very sensitive things to talk about since she's from Ukraine, because we know that people are suffering now in Ukraine. Anyway, it's possible to continue her study in this course, but since our finance course is a brand new master degree course, so she will have the possibility to start from the first year, maybe with the possibility to have some of the exams recognized by the University of Pavia. So it's possible. Anyway, I will contact Valeria after the webinar separately for some sensitive issues. Okay, the next question. Well, and as I understand, Mirak has already got his or her bachelor degree in English. I mean, the previous education is taught in English, as I understand. Well, if your bachelor degree is taught in English, it's not necessary to provide any English certificate, English language certificate. In this case, an English language certificate is only optional. But of course, it's important to attach some statements, some document where we can see that your bachelor degree has been delivered entirely in English. Okay. Well, actually, we have already opened the application to this course on our website. Later, of course, you can put the link on the screen so students can click the link to find the page to make their application. Well, we are going to close the application on 31st May. So please take your time and don't forget the deadline. We are going to close the application on the last day of May. Normally, within 30 to 45 days, our professors will give you the results of the evaluation. It depends how you would like to apply for this scholarship. Anyway, let's say the amount of the scholarship of the EBISU, which I included in my presentation, the amount of the scholarship is fixed. It's around 6,000 euros per year. You can decide how you would like to take this scholarship. You can take it half in the dormitory in the university's residence, half in cash, or you can choose to withdraw the whole scholarship only in cash and go outside the campus to rent a private apartment. So it depends how you would like to arrange your life in Pavia and how you would like to compose your scholarship. Anyway, the amount doesn't change. Very good question. I think it depends on how hard our professors require our students to work.
Well, I didn't apply for any job while I was studying. So basically, I was fully focused on the course lectures. Many of my colleagues and my friends basically worked while they were studying at the university. So it's not something that the university asks you to stop to do or discourage you to do. You are more than welcome in doing both for sure. But I think that this is a really personal thing that it really depends and it's up to the self-organization and the focus that someone wants to take in covering the lectures plus the exams or focusing on both just working and studying. So it's for sure there are no art stops or official stops from anyone in doing both. It's something very personal and it's up to the student to self-organize in doing both things. there is nothing that excludes the success for the studying and the work stuff in both cases, basically.
May I step in? From the point of view of an instructor, well, I should say that the first year is the time when you are supposed to really more time trying to get acquainted with the methodologies and with the study load. Okay, so in the first year, it's really important you devote most of your time to taking the courses. In the second part, of the course, more students in the second year, more students get structured jobs in the field of finance, and there are students that in the first year take jobs in coffee shops, in evenings. Okay, so it's marginal jobs in terms of amount of time devoted to working. Okay, thanks.
I think this is a question for me. Okay, well, first of all, the EBISU scholarship opens its application in July, and normally the deadline for the application for the scholarship is at the end of September. So you are going to get your scholarship no earlier than November or December. That means when you go to ask for the visa, you are going to show your financial possibility, your resource to the visa office in order to get the study visa. And of course, from the second year, when you go to, because once you enter Italy with a study visa, you are going to change the study visa to a residence permit. And then you have to renew this residence permit every year. You don't need to, when your study visa expires, you don't need to renew your visa, but just renew your permit, a residence permit. So the scholarship will be useful for the second year when you go to renew your permit of stay. But for the first year, when you go to the visa office inside the Italian consulate in your country, you have to show your personal financial situation to the visa, to the officers in order to get visa. Okay. Any other questions?
Well, we are really looking forward to seeing you here in Pavia, and to have some challenging meetings, to talk about finance. That's what I can promise, challenging time.
And think out of the box. Thank you, bye-bye.